You started your professional training really young.
In fact, 6 years.
6 years old.
Yeah. My roots came from Chinese classical dance. I went to some different countries for performance, like Belgium, France, Italy, German, and so on, because our dance company, different production, always received some invitation from international dance festival.
So you probably are the first choreographer from Asia, commissioned or invited by
English National Ballet.
You could have been a movie star or a TV star, but no, you...
When you playing some TV series, I always felt I was controlled.
You want to be the one in control.
Yes, I want to control myself. I has a lot of passion for dance, and you can control yourself, the body, the music, everything. I can find myself in dance.
I'm a professional dancer, which is not true as you can see it. Well, today I'll be talking to a professional dancer. She could have been a movie star or a TV star, but she decides to come back to a quiet studio like this to be a pure dancer. She says she finds herself in dance. She can express herself better in dance. She feels more in control when dance. Well, today we'll be talking to Wang Yabin, a dancer and choreographer.
Wang Yabin began training in Chinese traditional dance at the age of 6. She went on to major in Chinese traditional dance at the prestigious Beijing Dance Academy, where she also learned ballet and contemporary dance. Yabin has won numerous prizes in Chinese dance competitions and has performed on many prominent international stages, including the Lincoln Center in New York, Sadler's Wells Theatre in London, and the Palace of Nations in Switzerland. Before dedicating herself to dance, she had also been in movies and on TV. Yabin played a lead acting role in the Chinese television series Love Story of the Village and performed as Zhang Ziyi's dance double in Zhang Yimou's House of Flying Daggers. In 2009, Wang Yabin started her own dance company called Yabin and Her Friends, where she collaborates with acclaimed artists from around the world and produces full-length dance productions every year. Yabin continues to perform extraordinary dance pieces that have captivated audiences around the world. We caught up with Yabin at her studio in Beijing to discuss her exciting career, her philosophy on dance, and her upcoming projects.
So finally this is happening.
Yes.
We're sitting together for an interview. Now, in this interview, you are being interviewed as a dancer, as a choreographer. We all understand you could have been a movie star or a TV star, because you've also starred in TV series. But no, you still want to be a dancer.
I has a lot of passion for dance, and I think dance is an independent art on the stage. When you playing some TV series, and there is a director, some cameraman or some lighting man, I always felt I was controlled by them.
You want to be the one in control.
Yes, I want to control myself.
All right.
Yeah, it's because when the performance begins, you are the only person on the stage, and you can control yourself, the body, the music, everything. So that feeling is really different from the TV series, and I can find myself in dance.
Now, as a professional dancer, starting from 6 years old to you today, how would you describe your dance career?
When I started to dance, I told my classmate, in the future, I want to be a great dancer.
Did you have someone in your mind at the time?
Yes.
Who was that?
I remember that is the first class at Beijing Dance Academy. We saw a dance documentary. In that documentary, I saw some great dancers or artists. For example, like Dai Lian, Bai Shuxiang.
All Chinese dance.
Yeah. So from that time, I want to be a great dancer.
You've been actually creating all along because you have your own project. You brought your own pieces to the stages of different countries. The project is called Yabin
And her friends.
It's named after your own name.
Yes.
Tell us more about. I mean, this is the first example in China that the dancer would start a project in this way to bring out a project almost annually. So far, how many seasons have you got?
Seven seasons
already.
Yes.
Starting
Starting from 2009, I set up my dance company, Yabin and her friends. From 2009, we invited and commissioned different outstanding choreographer, musicians, and some dancers to create different pieces.
Not just from China, from around the world.
Yeah, for example, we commissioned the Belgian choreographer Sidi Labi Shekawi, American choreographer Elizabeth Roxas, and so on, because we want to create an international production, and we can bring the best piece come to China, and we can go overseas for performing. So that is what I want to do for Yabin and her friends.
So is it, commercially speaking, also a success?
One was invited by International Dance Festival. The people who work in the theater always told me, oh, Yabin, the performance sold out. So I said, oh, wow, it's great, yeah.
And you also have a tour every year of your own production.
Yes, this year we will have around 10 performances about the Moon Opera. Yeah, last year we already toured in China for 20 shows.
The Moon Opera is a theatrical dance drama about the struggle between dreams and harsh realities set against the backdrop of the Peking Opera. The story follows Xiao Yanqiu, a Peking Opera actress famous for portraying the lead role of the moon goddess in the fictional opera called The Moon Opera. In a fit of jealousy, Xiao Yanqiu disfigures her understudy with boiling water, thus ending both of their careers. 20 years later, Xiao makes a comeback in a revival of the Moon Opera and must confront her deteriorated looks and voice and her new talented young understudy. The Moon Opera is an adaptation of the Chinese novel Qingyi or Moon Opera, written by celebrated Chinese author Bi Feiyu. The novel was also previously adapted into a popular Chinese television series in 2003. The project is the 7th production from Yabin and her friends, which was choreographed, performed, and for the first time, directed by Yabin herself. Adapting the Moon Opera to dance has been Yabin's dream for many years because she relates to the main character's passion and persistence in achieving her dream. The Moon Opera premiered in 2015 at the National Center for the Performing Arts in Beijing and since then has received great acclaim across Asia and Europe.
In 2013, we commissioned Belgian choreographer Sidi Labi Shekawi.
Yabin is an incredible dancer working in Beijing, and she commissioned me, she kind of asked me to come over and make something for her, and I proposed to her to make some sort of joint venture in which both our companies would work. She's an extremely powerful dancer, very sensitive, very smart, also very elegant, but also very analytical. She has a great sense of humor, so as a person she's lovely to work with, but her approach to art is really full-on and very poetic.
We work together beyond 100 days.
That's a long period.
Yes, at studio, because we have different work period. Some work period in Beijing, some work period in Belgium. And for that piece, the dancers, choreographer, the musician, and the designer, they come from beyond 10 countries. So it's a really international creation. And this piece about life and death. This piece, the Chinese name is 生长.
Genesis.
Genesis, yes. 生 means where we come from. 长 means where we going.
That these are like the eternal questions people always ask, like the eventual philosophical questions.
Yes, yeah. Because for this piece, during creation, in the beginning, we agree with each other, but not so clearly. But finally, we already has a lot of communication with each other. Although we have different faiths and different cultural background, finally we can know each other very well. Because I think the process of art creation is culture integration. Genesis always received some invitation from different theaters or some international dance festival. So I have a lot travel with my piece. For example, like Belgium, France, Italy, German, and so on. Last year when we went to London for performance Genesis, it was caught some people's eyes. For example, like Cedar Wells, artistic director Alistair Spalding, and EMB artistic director Tamara Rohi.
I've been working professionally since I was 16 years old. And as a dancer, I had actually never performed a ballet created by a woman. So I decided to commission a program with 3 female choreographers, and we talked about what we could call it, and we decided to call it She Said, as part of our idea that as artists we have something to say. The third choreographer in the program is Yabin Wang, What interested me was the fact that she had trained as a traditional Chinese dancer, as a classical dancer, and now as a contemporary dancer. And so I was very interested to see what kind of choreographic language came out of that. I wanted her to take a Greek play like Medea, but I wanted her to reflect on it from the Chinese cultural point of view.
You just came back not long ago from the UK for a project we heard about. Tell us more about the project.
This time I was invited and commissioned by English National Ballet for their new project. She said the artistic director Tamara Rohi want to create a female project. For example, the choreographer is female, the designer is female, so all of the female artists.
So is it say a drama, or is it a collection of different dance pieces?
The project is a pure performance on the stage. The performance has 3 different pieces created by 3 different choreographers who came from different cultural background. For example, I came from Asian China. Another one came from Colombia. The third one came from Canada.
So 2 from the Americas, and then you are from the only one from Asia.
Yes.
And as far as I know, you probably are the first one and the only one now so far
Yes.
been commissioned or invited by
English.
What was your production for the EMB commission?
I was inspired by Greek tragedy Medea. It's a classical piece. I want to show the relationship between man and nature, woman and man, yin and yang, because my piece name is I'm Dao. I'm means Medea. Dao means the road or some lines. It's really like a karma. Yeah. For Medea, we have different castes, and this is the first time they try to wear 1 point shoes. Another one is barefoot. So in the beginning, they think I can't control myself. I lost my balance. Yeah, because Medea is really a strong woman, and she helped her husband, and she killed her baby. It's really
A tragedy.
the tragedy. Yeah, and so I want to use the point shoes to show the strong side of Medea, and another one want to show the soft of Medea.
So how different are you, 3 of you, after watching your own complete set of the of the project?
I think my piece is really emotional and very, very deep emotional. The Columbia choreographer, the first piece, although that is another tragedy, but you can feel the different way. Very colorful and very happy, and you know, the colorful dress and the colorful makeup.
Okay, like carnivals, like what we'll see in carnivals.
And the third one,
Canadian.
Canada. Yeah, Canada. Her piece is more abstract. So you just feel the feeling by her piece. Yeah. So totally different.
You've also tried to incorporate some Chinese elements or cultural elements or Asian elements into your design, into your choreography.
Yes, because this time is the first time I work with the classical ballet dancers, and so when I create different movement, I put some Chinese classical dance element. For example, like some gesture. You know, it's like the.
This is Chinese.
Yeah, this is Chinese. Yeah, it's because this one is really like the flower. Yeah, and then some the point.
That's like in a traditional opera.
Come from traditional.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I put some the gesture for this piece. I'm Dao. For example, you can see the performance. They point themselves, and they.
But if not this way, in the Western way, what's the way? How do they do it?
Yeah, maybe just like this, very strong and very, very open.
But your way is kind of a...
Control yourself inner or inside.
See.
Yeah, so it's totally different. And then another hand, my movement style is like the Tai Chi and Wushu, Kung Fu. Yeah, you can see there have some movement, always go down and up, but ballet always up.
Yes.
They wear the point shoes. And so in the beginning when we work together, they couldn't do the movement very well because I always go down and up, they always go up.
It's always like that, huh?
Yeah, like this, yeah.
The hand gestures is so Chinese. I mean, it looks simple, but I guess it takes time for them to practice and get used to that movement.
Yes, and practice a lot because they have, we need to cross the arms and do the different circles by your movement. For example, we have the circle like this.
Like in Tai Chi, right?
Yeah, like Tai Chi, and they always confuse the arms. So they always come, oh, which arm in the first, oh, which arm on top.
Which direction of the circle?
Yes, but later they get the way to understanding your movement. And then I think this time that is a really big challenge for classical ballet dancer.
Was that the first time for you to be commissioned by an organization like EMB?
Yes.
What does it mean to you personally?
It's really like there is a big gate opened for me.
That's going to influence your future of your dance career, in other words.
Yeah, in other words.
It seems extremely important for your career. Why is it so important?
Because I want to do the really different project. It's not just the Chinese traditional dance drama.
That's how you were trained.
Yes, yeah. So I want to create it, the really good quality dance piece and bring this kind of piece go to the international stage, that the audience who come from different countries to see our performance.
How important do you think it is to have the international exposure?
As a dancer, as an independent artist, you should open your mind and don't give yourself more limited. And if you can go bigger world, you can get bigger stage, and you can do more and you can learn more. And then if you get some good experiments, go abroad. When you come back, you can bring some the new things, some the new version to develop domestic creation. I think that is created in China, not just made in China.
How different are the two words to you, made in China and created in China?
Created in China, that's meaning you should put more thinking to it, not just like the worker making, not just we are staying in China, we just do a little bit traditional things by ourselves, not communication with the international dance world like this, yeah.
Well, you mentioned earlier, this is like, at least according to my knowledge, the first time that a Chinese dancer would have a project like that, named after herself. It's a pride, but at the same time, it's quite a challenge. I mean, you could have taken an easy way, say, to be just a choreographer, you know, a choreography for other companies, other productions, or just be a lecturer, say, in your own academy. That I would think an easy job for you. Why did you decide to take a role like this?
Why creation different piece? Dancers or producer or choreographer, I can touch and learn some new things, and then you can mix them and create the another new things. It's a challenge. Sometimes I imagine I'm teaching at school. Sometimes I think not so interesting. But during our tour, sometimes I give some workshop with different dancers in different cities.
Yes.
I think that is different. That is communication, not just teach you or some stuff. Yeah.
Where is dance as an industry in China? Because we see dance a lot, I mean, but basically, in many cases, we only remember it as the background of lots of maybe established singers.
So that's why we want to do Yabin and her friends in 2009.
To create a market, trademark.
Yes, because we want more people to see the pure dance. When the people see the pure dance, you can feel the power of dance, and you was moved, not just standing behind the singer like this. And we want to show our attitude for dance, our thinking for dance. For example, like Genesis, the theme is a philosophy level. It can let you think about more.
Do you think the audiences can accept that? I mean,
yes, I think more and more audience want to see the pure dance.
that's good news, a good sign. A contemporary dance, basically.
Yes.
Right. The great dancers you mentioned when you were only, you know, the ones you saw on TV, on that documentary, they didn't actually end their own career as a dancer on stage when they were like in the 70s, 60s, 70s, they would continue dancing on the stage. Do you plan to do the same?
If in the future, if I can dance, I will insist to do it by myself. But if some days I feel a little bit tired, for example, some part gets so pain, maybe I stop to dance, just do some choreographer or some production.
Now, that's long in the future. So, what's next?
The next we will tour for the Moon Opera. This year we will have 10 performances in different cities.
In China?
In China.
Any international tour plans?
Next year.
Next year?
Yeah, next
Where to?
year. Tel Aviv and Oslo in Norway. Yeah.
In Israel and in Norway.
Yeah, and some international dance festival are talking about the Moon Opera.
All right.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Well, that's almost the end of the conversation, but to tell you what, I mean, this is so easy for you to be sitting on the floor to have this conversation, but it's quite a challenge for me. So why don't you just teach me some easy ways to relax a little bit? How can I stretch myself a little bit?
You can put your legs.
Yes. Yeah.
And just very slow.
All right.
And, take your breath and just very.
I can't even reach my feet.
Like this.
Ow!
Yeah.
Ah!
Yeah. Wow. Great. Yeah.
Ow!
Yeah. You can feel your back and the leg more stretch.
I can feel it, but I can't really do it. All right. Thank you then. Thank you for your time. Let me do it.